Hey everyone, Rich Thinny Girl Tano here, internet's busiest rap battle fan, and today we are reviewing Raisu battles Sonia Nevermind versus Tsumugi Kotobuki. Starting off with the writing as usual, I think a big flaw of this battle is that there's a lot of lines that I would say are like very eye roll moments. A lot of lines where I think I've said this before, you can kind of guess what the punchline is before the line ends, or even if you can't, it's a lot of incredibly cheesy jokes. There's the weird aloof musician line. Oh, it's so depressing. Like Kazuichi Soda, but so depressing. There's straight up a "that's what the point of the mask is" line, which I get now is really bad. But even back then, when the battle released, I thought it was just incredibly cheesy. And it was thrown in there because they wanted to get a "that's what the point of the mask" line in. Again, even if it makes sense, I think it's incredibly cheesy. There's just a lot of puns and lines where, the words are flipped, where this word means one thing in this context but means another thing in this other context. There's just a lot of that in this battle. It's not always done in a bad way, but there's just a lot of that. So I will say a lot of the non-pun disses and writing is pretty solid. There's quite a bit of actually well done writing here, I'd say. I thought there would be like a lot of name drops in this battle of characters, and there are in some cases, but in battles like these with these kind of characters from these kind of franchises, I suppose I understand why that's the case, and it doesn't feel like it's overplayed. I thought that both the Tsumugi verse finishers were done really well. I liked both of those a lot. I felt like I understood all the jokes, even though I didn't watch whatever Tsumugi Kotobuki Tsumugo Budu Do is from, whatever she's from. But I know where Sonia Nevermind's from, so I get the jokes there, and that's about it. But I still felt like I got a lot of the jokes in the battle. It didn't feel like things were being dumbed down for me, also, which is nice. The pacing of the battle is actually pretty solid as well. Seeing the runtime of this battle, I was really afraid that it was just going to drag hard. And it honestly doesn't. It does not drag very hard. For some people, it might feel a bit slow. But for me personally, I never felt like there was a point in the battle where I was like, this is really dragging. Or even, I never thought this battle was particularly dragging to start with. I thought that, the fast rap in Tsumugi's first verse did a major favor in, resetting the pace for the rest of the battle. I thought the inclusion of Gundam actually making a cameo and saying something was a good choice. I like when battles have that dynamic between characters. I probably would have liked to see more of him. I would like if he had more to say, if he jumped in a couple more times, especially because he's dissed in the battle. Like, a diss is written specifically for him, even though, he's not the title rapper here, so there's the I don't understand why that's the case. Onto the audio. The beat choice, some may roll their eyes at this, but I think the beat choice actually works pretty well for the battle with the money sound effect and the more royal kind of beat that's still pretty upbeat. It's actually a pretty solid beat choice for this battle. My only concern was that it felt pretty uninventive. It felt like you were just using the bass beat, even though I'm not sure if you were. I wish more was done with the beat, but this is, of course, with the knowledge of Dustin's battle, and Dustin is an absolutely incredible mixer, and he does great work with beat arrangements, so it's not completely on Raisu or whoever mixed this to make this like an absolutely incredible beat, but I do wish just a bit more was done. I thought Alice Kingston did pretty well with flow. I'm surprised that the casting club VA did as well as they did. However, I do think with Sonia Nevermind as a character in general, their voice is going to be pretty unappealing to listen to, even outside of the context of it being, a rap battle. Just a voice to listen to in general, it's not the most pleasant to listen to, and I get that that's just the character, that isn't Raisu's fault, but I do think that's part of the negatives of using Sonia Nevermind in a battle. I also thought that Jesse and Calvin did pretty well, But honestly, their performances are just kind of fine. I wouldn't say they're anything crazy. And that's how I feel about the entire audio portion, is that there isn't anything necessarily wrong, but I don't see anything particularly standing out. As for the editing, I thought the editing for Tsumugi was fine. I thought that the PNGs were nice, even though I'm not sure if you needed them, but you know, I appreciate the effort anyway. I thought the Danganronpa UI for Sonia was a neat idea, especially the verse time counter. I noticed that like for the first time rewatching this. You know what? It's pretty clever. I do think it's a bit distracting with all the UI around, including like the rap battle stuff. And also the editing in Sonia's verses weirdly feel more stiff, more wooden, even though I'm pretty sure it's all edited by Raisu, and then King Ducky, who's also credited with editing, just put the UI on top. But yeah, I thought that the editing in Sonia's verses was a lot more stiff, a lot more jagged keyframes. And overall, this battle does not very much wrong. I'd say that. That is the biggest plus I can say for this battle, is that it does pretty much nothing wrong. That being said, it also doesn't do that much to stand out. And the few things that it does that I would say are unique or are new never feel fully utilized or feel like they are held back as a consequences of those decisions being made in the first place. So I'd say that this is probably the best that Raisu could have done with this matchup, but that kind of indicates to me that maybe this isn't the direction you should have gone in with this project. I'm gonna give this battle a solid 5. It's a middle of the road kind of battle. Transition. Did you give this battle a listen? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best. You're the best. What should I review next? Please hit the like if you like. Please subscribe. And please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Next to my head is another video that you can watch. Hit that up or hit the link to subscribe to the channel. Rich Thinny Girl Tano forever.